Remittance continues to decrease in Nepal and has dropped by 4.9% this year in comparison to last year. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank, the country's increasing trade deficit along with the decrease in remittance inflow has put pressure on the country's balance of payment and foreign exchange reserves. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. The foreign employment market, which was passive for almost 3 years, now reviving. More than 400,000 migrant workers received work permit in the past 8 months. Ruling alliance parties begin legworks for election equation. Election Commission endorses the Election Observation and Monitoring Directive. The US warns China not to help Russia in its invasion of Ukraine. No breakthrough in yesterday's fourth-round talks between Russia and Ukraine. Talks to resume today. And resilient Crystal Palace hold league leaders Manchester City to a goalless draw in the English Premier League. City missed their chance to go 6 points clear at the top. The foreign employment market, which had gone passive for almost 3 years because of the coronavirus pandemic, is now reviving. The Department of Foreign Employment has been issuing work permit to around 1,600 individuals on a daily basis. With the demand remaining similar, the number of Nepali nationals leaving for employment opportunities abroad is likely to exceed 700,000 this year. According to the Department of Foreign Employment, the demand for workers has crossed 380,000 in the past 7 months, while the figure stood at only 75,000 during the same period last year, and a total of 167,000 migrant workers had received work permit throughout last year. However, in the 8 months of the ongoing fiscal year, more than 401,000 migrant workers have received their work permit. These data are evidences to the revival of foreign employment. Employment opportunities in Malaysia have resumed for Nepali nationals after a gap of 28 months. The government of Korea has already begun required procedures for the recruitment of more than 9,000 workers for the coming year. With the increase in demand of migrant workers from Gulf countries and European nations as well, the exodus is expected to be high this year. Likewise, those who had lost their jobs because of the coronavirus pandemic and returned home have also begun returning for foreign employment. Lack of employment opportunities has been the major reason for the increase in number of individuals leaving for abroad. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in several provinces what should be done to raise employment opportunities in the country. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
रोजगार दाता तयार गर्न सक्नुपर्छ प्राविधिक शिक्षालयहरुको विकास गर्नु पर्यो
सरकारले लगानी बढाउनु पर्यो राजनीतिक सिक्नुमूलक तालिम दिनु आवश्यक लाग्छ
युवाहरुलाई रोजगारीको तालिम दिनु पर्यो
कल कारखाना भएदेखि जानु पर्ने थिएन
सिपलाई सबैभन्दा ठूलो महत्त्व दिनुपर्छ
With the local elections nearing, parties of the ruling alliance have begun legworks for the election equation. Nepali Congress, that leads the ruling alliance, has begun its election campaign at the local levels and intends to begin forging election strategies after understanding the expectations of the party's units at the local levels. Party President Shah Bahadur Deuba has hinted at continuing with the ruling alliance through the elections, particularly in constituencies where the party had failed last time. A clear modality on how the party wants to collaborate with the ruling alliance partners is yet to be announced. The ruling alliance is also focused on making sure it wins against the main opposition, CPN-UML. However, the main opposition party has been trying to lure leaders and cadres of the ruling alliance. The Election Commission is to monitor if candidates for the local election will be breaching the expenditure ceiling for the polls. The apex election authority of the country has warned of taking actions if the candidates are found exceeding the expense limit. The Election Commission has set a limit of 750,000 rupees for candidates of mayors for metropolis, 550,000 rupees for sub-metropolis, 450,000 rupees for candidates of chairpersons for municipalities and 350,000 rupees for rural municipalities. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has also endorsed the Election Observation and Monitoring Directive and the Financial Management Working Procedure. With import figures increasing at an alarming rate, the volume of amount leaving the country is concerning. A total of 1,147 billion rupees has left the country in the 7 months of the ongoing fiscal year, which is 42% more in comparison to last year. In such a situation, the government policy of reducing the trade deficit and the balance of payment by reducing import and increasing remittance has not produced expected results. The Nepal Rashtra Bank's policy of providing additional 1% interest for deposits through remittance to curb the use of illegal channels for remittance has not become successful. Remittance continues to decrease in Nepal and has witnessed a drop of 4.9% in comparison to last year. Another provision for reducing import required businesses to deposit the margin while issuing the letter of credit. However, the requirement is also yet to curb import, having increased by 75% in the period between mid-July and mid-August. Imports reached 1,147 billion rupees with an increment of 42.8% during the period between mid-January and mid-February. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what should be done to curb fire-related accidents and disasters? Your options are option A, preventive measures and preparedness, option B, active leadership of local levels, and option C, increase public awareness. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.